So every morning, I'm sure everybody always wakes up and always wonders, what will today entail? Will it be, of course, a new job promotion? Will I finally get that text from that person? So in today's discussion, I'm just going to be asking, of course, you the simple question on, are you happy? So when we ask ourselves, are we happy? A couple of things run by us. It's one of those things that, everyone always wonders on how they can improve themselves so then they can achieve that level of happiness they wish to achieve. And hopefully this video will make you happier than some other vices that some of us choose to use. So yes, you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new to my channel, make sure you do smash that subscribe button. And if you haven't already, make sure you like this video, because I know some of you are watching these videos and it would mean a lot to me if you guys took your time to make sure you do like these videos. So welcome back and let's get started. So this one's gonna be a really hard topic. So this one is the topic of money, because there are mixed emotions about it. But the interesting thing is, the question to always ask yourself is there a limit that I feel comfortable that I should have? Or are these things really gonna bring me happiness? Now, if you were living in a place that obviously money wasn't, of course, easily accessible, then it is, of course, a simple question. Of course, seeking it just for personal fulfillment when it comes to having a faster car, when it comes to having a better lifestyle, then I think you should really be asking that question in a more meaningful way, because honestly, you can always buy the things that make you happy, but then unfortunately that happiness would only last for so long. For instance, when the new iPhone comes out, everyone's always anticipating it, everyone's always excited for it. But then at the end of the day, when you are completely 3 months in deep with your contract, you begin to wonder if it was really worth it. And so that's the other interesting thing with money, is just the fact that, of course, you use it to survive day to day, because it is an important utility when it comes to us as a whole collective group. But then when it comes to an individual aspect, I think we put too much value into it when it comes to our personal well-being. So that's the really interesting thing that I found out when, of course, I was doing some personal self-discovery, is the fact that this monetary item will not make you happy at the end of the day. What does make you happy is the things that you decide will make you happy. So for instance, if you love cars, it makes sense why you'd want a faster car to put your money into, which is why you want more money to get a better car. But then eventually you're gonna drive that car, and then 10 minutes down the road, you're gonna realize that you just paid $300,000 for a 10-minute experience. So I mean, it can make you happy, yes, without a doubt. If everyone had as much money as they wanted to have, we would all be in a whole different situation. But the thing is, it's not gonna bring you personal fulfillment. It won't bring you that feeling that you feel like is missing currently without it. So at the end of the day, money doesn't make you happy in the long run, but it definitely does make you more secure, and it definitely does bring you the things that you need. So moving on to the next subject, because it definitely does bring you what you need, but does it really bring you what you want? And so there's things that, of course, money can't buy that are going to be on this list, because a lot of things that these things can't buy is going to be, for instance, you have $100,000, let's say, in your bank account, and you have a family member that's sick, right? And unfortunately, no matter how much money you can put into the medication, she's not going to make it. How would you feel? You would feel like, unfortunately, the money that you do have can pay for all the medical expenses, but of course you can't save the life of a dear loved one. It can bring happiness, but only temporarily. It can't do everything, you guys. Money is literally just an object. But then again, to everyone that's, of course, striving for it every day to have more than a lot of other people, I completely give you my condolences. You're an awesome person. I'm not saying you're wrong for wanting more of it, but then at the end of the day, just make sure you're chasing it for the right reasons. Number 2, I'm going to move on to the next subject. The next subject is actually going to be really interesting: affection. So affection, when it comes to a significant other, everyone is always striving for it, or if you already have it, congratulations. But then at the end of the day, does it really make you happy? it's a yes and a no question because everybody is going to be completely different. Unlike money, where obviously money can't buy you the intangible, I feel like affection can actually give you something that is one of those intangibles, can either make you or break you. And so it's always good to, I believe, find somebody that's always going to be willing to push you. And the thing is, you always don't need a significant other. You can always have family members around. I'm definitely great to have around at family get-togethers because I'm definitely a big compassionate person, but then when it comes down to it as well too, I'm also appreciative of my family as well too, because without them I would not be very happy. But yes, they bring me personal fulfillment, and they bring me, of course, a sense of joy to me, where I can definitely say that is true happiness. Because the best thing is, just because you don't have somebody specifically there doesn't mean you're entirely alone. Unless if you're in some really sad show, then I'm sure there is somebody out there that'll at least be there for you, at least be there to support you. Everyone has somebody, even if that somebody is your iPhone. And in case if you are struggling, then the next thing what I can suggest is going to be probably it for you, your personal self. So honestly, when it comes to being happy, I realize that when we self-reflect, we always really are the most harshest person on ourselves to critique ourselves. But then we're always the worst person to help us get better when it comes to really analyzing and figuring out what's wrong with us. You do see some people, honestly, I wish I was Tony Stark, because I think Tony Stark like really has it all going on. The dude's a genius. He's literally Elon Musk, but in like the Marvel form. But the cool thing is, we can always work on ourselves. We can always get better. But I always recommend asking somebody, what can I do to improve? When you actually make yourself a better person, that'll bring you more personal fulfillment when it comes to reaching goals and building relationships. And then in case we can't find that somebody, then write it down. Then you can always take notes and try to figure out how you can make yourself at least a better person. So really sit down and critique yourself in case we don't have anybody. And if you fortunately do, definitely do improve on your character. Sometimes I realize social media definitely reflects upon our character, and even starting a social media account can even help you become a better person. As bad as that sounds, because we do have really bad things going on with certain influencers, where those influencers are unfortunately abusing their power when it comes to people's perspective of them. So it's another thing that I touched up on the last video, and in case if you guys haven't seen that, it's probably because you haven't subscribed yet, so make sure you do smash that subscribe button, because it would mean a lot to me and the good old YouTube algorithm. A good question to really ask yourself is, what can I do to make myself a better person for other people? And once you ask yourself that, I think you'll have a lot more personal enjoyment than money can ever buy. And I'm not saying this whole video is revolving around money. It's revolving around these things that you can improve upon if you just change your perspective. If you change how you think about things, it'll definitely help you out, not only become a better person, but to achieve true happiness. And honestly, there is no such thing as pure happiness. There really isn't. We all go through phases. We all, of course, go through our own personal battles, and what I'm saying might not honestly help you out. But then it's here to at least provide some guidance, where it comes down to the fundamentals of certain characters of our lives that we have influence over. And it's things that I've, of course, found very useful when I actually saw this list put out in front of me. And then when I actually saw how short my life is, I'll attach that to the video so you guys can actually really know, like, in days, we don't really have a lot of time left. So what's the point of being distraught about things like money? What's the point of being sad about not finding anybody in your life to really care for you, you know? So moving on is your body image. So your body image is actually really interesting because we all view ourselves in different ways. And this is probably the part where you don't want to ask anybody on how you can improve upon, unless if they're like literally a legit personal trainer. That's the only time I'd really ask somebody. If they have the credentials, let me see them. And if they do have the credentials, then great. We can improve ourselves when it comes to our physical body, our definition, but then we shouldn't let that be the overall defining factor on who we are. Body image is important, but then at the same time, it shouldn't be the thing that you're focusing on. Because there's so many aspects where you can improve yourself, but it shouldn't be the center of the world. Definitely always love yourself for who you are and how your body really is. But then at the same time, there's some things that are out of our control, like genetics. I'm unfortunately not that buff of a dude. I'm not the next Channing Tatum or anything like that, but I'm definitely myself, and I love myself for that. And it's something that's not always easy to come in terms with, especially with me getting in front of a camera and recording myself. That's never easy when I'm on playback and I'm like, do I even look good enough? Or, you know, things like that. When we're in such a digital age where we constantly see our image, especially posted on social media, we honestly ask ourselves the wrong questions. And I think looking at ourselves in a whole different perspective really helps. And just think, just because you're not that person doesn't mean you're not you. And you should always, of course, genuinely care about who you are, and of course, completely respect yourself. And honestly, just love yourself, man. I care about you because, like, I mean, well, it's good. Honestly, like, ask yourself those questions and really consider what makes you happy, because there's a lot of levels to personal enjoyment where I think we have the misconception because of social media. Social media really changed the definition on how we view people's lives and how we even view our own lives, because we're comparing apples to apples. But the thing is, we're not the same person. We all don't go through the same experiences. And everybody always feels a sense of insecurity, and that's completely okay, because potentially you can be the next Elon Musk, for instance, or maybe you can even be the next Steve Jobs. But then you just have to even keep pushing forward. You just have to really keep striving forward and stay positive, you guys, because there's so much sadness in the world sometimes, I feel like. And I really think that it comes down to us. I really do believe in the younger generation being the future. You see a lot of competition in between companies on a digital aspect where it's in your face. And then yet we had to look at our friends and we had to compare how they're living their lives and how we're living ours. And unfortunately, it's a battle that we shouldn't be caught in between, but here we are. And stay positive, you guys. It's the best thing that you can do for yourself. So ask yourself this question: am I seeking money because I want to buy more things, or I need to take care of more things? Am I really trying to seek love because I just want somebody to just be my hookup, or do I want somebody that's going to be in my life to make me a better person? Because you always have family and you always have somebody there to support you. Do you really seek body image because of the fact of external validation? People will look at you differently? Or do you seek it because you're just a meathead? Nah, like, honestly, guys, there's so many factors that control our lives. It's ridiculous. But how you control those aspects is going to be completely up to you. So I highly advise you from this day forward to keep moving on positively with all those aspects that I gave you and that I listed out for you, and think of things in a whole different perspective, because we all can move forward, but we all just have to have our mindsets correct. And again, this video isn't meant to coach you, but it's meant to show you my own personal realizations, because of course I did realize a lot of this, especially reading a couple of books, I guess is the best way to say it. I think it's just more so through life experiences where I found a lot of these things out. And, you know, it's definitely a good wake-up call that I would like some people to be aware of. So I'm providing you this as a tool and not as an asset. So use it to your own personal benefit. But then I hope this video does help you get 1 inch closer to being satisfied with how you're living your life, and I hope you love yourself even more because of this video. And of course, you guys, stay positive. Just because I'm trying to stay positive, because yet I'm not still Tony Stark, so that's kind of rough. But anyways, if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you do smash that subscribe button. If you want me to do more content like this, definitely do leave that in the comments below. I've been getting, of course, a couple of comments just regarding my video quality, and I appreciate all of you guys for all the nice things that you have said. I do believe quality is king, so as long as you guys stick around, I will continue to make videos for you guys. Of course, it does take me a little bit of time, but I have been trying to post daily. So again, that's another reason for you to subscribe to this channel. And again, you guys, my name is Tino. Thank you so much for joining me on today's video. Peace out.